238 days. That's how long it's been since I started building this tank. And when I say building, I mean literally. I handcrafted this tank out of a few sheets of OPS board. I waterproofed everything, siliconed the glass in place, added a few bulkheads for filtration, and stained it to match this cabinet. I later used river rocks and cork rounds to create a naturalistic setup. I filled the tank up with various plants and eventually added my baby spotted turtle. Her name is Koa, and she's an absolute goofball. I later got my hands on a few koi guppies, but instead of adding them right away, I decided to wait until they've bred in case Koa would decide to eat some of them. Now over time I couldn't help myself and added a few guppies already, and additionally I also added a few amano shrimp to help keep this tank clean. Fast forward to today and now the tank looks like this. And today, after 6 months of waiting, we can finally finish this tank, I think. I'm not really sure. Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. If you're new here, I make videos about fish and reptiles. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely hit subscribe because I got a lot of cool projects coming. Alright, let's keep this video moving. I got a little cup over here and we're just gonna add some water. Maybe we can scoop up a fish while doing so. Let's see. That was easy, we already got 2 of them. Great. Let's put that there. Get ourselves a nice big fish net. And let's start scooping them up. They are pretty curious fish, so I think this will be... Can I get them all in one go? Alright, let's get them in there. And then the final fish is down there and we got him. Alright, that was pretty easy. Now let's check if we got all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we got all of the guppies, or at least the adults, but we'll get to that later. Now let's add them to the turtle tank. And it seems like Koa noticed the new guppies as well. Yeah, it's gonna be quite a change for Koa with all of these fish in there. So it's about 20 minutes later now. The temperature in the cup and in the tank should pretty much be the same right now, so we can go ahead and release the fish. Alright, here we go. Let's turn this around, open it up, and there they go. They are free. We're actually gonna add a few more fish. They're in this tank over here right now. And yeah, they're baby guppies. So they're the same guppies we just had, but then the next generation. What you're looking at right now is the dirtiest tank in my collection. I've let go of maintenance on this tank since I'm planning to do something completely new with this tank shortly. That said, the less than ideal aesthetics of this tank don't reflect the health of these animals at all. All of these fish are doing extremely well. Now, let's get them out of here and into the turtle tank. Now I'm sure some of you might be wondering if I'm not overstocking this tank. So I have 18 fish in there now, and if they all make it to adulthood, it might get a little bit crowded in this tank. Not that it will be that... Oh, they look so good. Every time I look back at the tank, I'm amazed at how well they look in this lush environment. I'm so happy that I added them today. But as I was saying, If they all make it to adulthood, it will get a bit crowded in this tank, but the filter can definitely handle it.
The tank is outfitted with this big canister filter. It's rated for 5 times the amount of water that we're using. This is to make sure koa and the guppies can poop all they want. This filter can handle it.
That said, adding 17 new fish to a tank can definitely start off a algae bloom. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on this tank for the next 2 weeks. Well, I'm gonna keep a close eye on it every day because I love the look of it, but an even closer eye for the next 2 weeks, doing a bit more water changes than usual, just to make sure I won't get an algae bloom.
Alright, I bet you've had enough of me rambling on, so let's just add the fish.
So in the beginning of this video I said it took me 6 months to complete this tank, but now it's finally ready, and that was most likely a lie. The reason I said it took me 6 months to complete this thing, and the reason why it's most likely a lie, is that this is just a work in progress. It keeps evolving, but now that we've added the guppies, I think we can call this tank finished. But not really, because I have another plan to do with this tank. You see, there's quite a lot of plants in there. One of the most prominent plants in there is the pilea. It has a few stems here and there throughout the tank, but I want to add a big bush of it on the land area. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut back the existing stems that are on there right now. We're going to propagate some of the stuff we cut off, and we're going to add a few more cuttings to it so we can create a big bush on the land area, because I think it will help to make this tank look even better.
So I'm just gonna take 2 cuttings from this existing plant and add about 8 extra cuttings I prepared off camera. I'm planting all of these cuttings directly into the soil. And just like that, the tank is finished.
Alright, we're now a week later and all the fish are still doing fine. I really love to see them in this tank. But that begs the question, what am I gonna do with this tank they used to be in? Well, the short answer is I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm gonna make another tank from scratch, just like we did koas. The new tank is gonna have the same width and height as the old tank, but double the depth, which brings the total water volume in there up to 200 liters. Now I'm still not quite sure what I want to keep in there. I've been thinking about pea puffers, maybe some angelfish, or maybe a ropefish, but nothing is set in stone yet. So if you have any cool ideas, please leave them down in the comments below.
Either way, I plan on turning it into a heavily planted aquarium. And aquarium plants can get quite expensive. Therefore, I'm always propagating plants to try to keep costs down. My preferred way of propagating aquatic plants is in immersed growth, which basically means as much as growing them out of water. This will make them grow faster and you don't have to worry about algae. The only downside is that when you try to put them back into the water, a lot of leaves will melt back and you'll have to wait quite some time before you get some new growth. Now it will probably be a month before I can get started on the new tank, but to prepare myself I'm already letting these rotala cuttings acclimate to water. Now to get back to the guppies one more time, I'm gonna feed them some frozen bloodworms. Koa is definitely the boss in this tank and she will get the first bite. But that doesn't mean the guppies won't get anything. Some of the more bold ones will definitely take a bite. But that's pretty much it for this week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're hungry for some more content, I recommend you watch this video next. I'll see you there.